hang on tight to anything you might have brought with you. If you drop it out here on the reserve, I cannot stop and get it for you. You might get it back eventually, but it probably will not look the same way it did when you lost it. Now we're hanging out here just a second. We're just waiting for the all clear to follow that truck ahead of us onto the reserve. But in the meantime, you do have an animal spotting guide up above your head. And that's going to give you an idea of most of the things we might get the chance to see out here today. May not see every single thing up there, but we should have some pretty good luck out here. It's been a very busy place so far. Now we're going to be heading first through the Little Aturi Forest. And one very important thing to remember here is that a lot of the animals that call it home to use camouflage as a natural defense mechanism. Sometimes that's going to make them a little bit harder for us to spot as well, but of course we will do the best that we can. And actually, because it's so much cooler, we might be hanging out a little bit further out in the sun for us today. Now up at the top of the hill on our left, that is a bongo. Bongos are sometimes called the ghosts of the forest. They can be so hard to spot. They've got an extremely well-developed sense of hearing that's going to help them right at the first sign of any danger, but it makes them pretty hard for us to study, too. There's still quite a bit we're learning about them. And actually, there are two animals over on our left here. The larger dark brown animal all the way back by the fence line is an okapi. And a little bit closer to us here, kind of down by the water, the much smaller dark brown animal is a yellow-backed duiker. Now, duikers are a very small family of antelope. This is the largest of all of them. That's as big as they get. Their name in Afrikaans means diver. That's because they've got a tendency to throw themselves into the bushes when they're alarmed. They can make a very quick getaway, and usually that means from us too. So it's pretty exciting to get to see him out and about today. Now, okapis are also extremely elusive in the wild. They weren't discovered by Westerners until about 1901. It was another couple of decades before we managed to get our first photo of one of them. Locals, of course, knew they were there a whole lot sooner than we did, but we actually thought that they were mythical for quite a while. They were so hard for us to find. Now, despite the stripes that she had on all four legs, okapis are not related to zebras. They're actually the only living relatives of giraffe. We know that because of their long prehensile tongues. They use them to help strip leaves off of trees and branches when they eat, just like giraffes do. These tall black and white birds down on our left here are saddle-billed storks. And then the tall tan antelope that we saw up on our right just a moment ago were greater kudu. Now, they had very similar vertical white stripes across their backs to those that the bongos had just a moment ago. Those serve the same purpose for each of them. They all mimic the look of sunlight and shadows coming down through the trees. It's just one of the ways they're going to stay a bit better hidden in here. And then on our left, there is a black rhino. It's tucked kind of down in the corner here. You just barely see his back poking up over the rocks. Now, that is the smaller rhino species native to Africa. They get up about 3,000 pounds, but despite their size, they're still pretty fast. They run about 30 to 35 miles an hour, and they can actually gallop like a horse, getting all 4 feet above the ground at the same time. But like a lot of the animals here in the forest, they are a very shy, solitary species, so even if their territories overlap with one another a little bit, they still generally prefer to keep to themselves as much as they possibly can. Now, often that makes them a whole lot harder for us to get a good look at, too. But that's all right. That really just means these animals are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. But now we're going to head on down into the Safi River Valley. Hopefully start to see some more aquatic animals this direction. And a lot of these guys are going to have some really cool adaptations that will allow them to spend the majority of their time fully underwater if they choose. Animals like hippos and crocodiles have their eyes, ears, nostrils,